Hello. So, if you're over 40 and you are quietly wondering whether you're meant to rebuild your life, maybe even by living abroad, then this video is absolutely for you. My name is Nicole. I am a coach, focusing on moving abroad as well as mindset and wellness. And just wanted to share some things that were on my mind. And, bear with me. My first recording for the year. I'm a little shy, but yes. So I have been living abroad for roughly 11 years, and the last country or last opportunity that I had was quite challenging, right? There were some challenges in that. And I actually, though everything really was looking really great in terms of like traveling and, health was, really okay. And things were, generally stable. But my last situation really threw me for a loop, and it actually made me think about leaving abroad. And, because one, I was feeling like I'm not in the relationship that I'd like to be in. I feel that I am not being paid, really well for the expertise that I bring. Um, I felt like I wasn't being challenged. I think that, the people that you keep around you is so important. And of course, I did have some really key friends, but I feel like I wasn't being challenged in a way that I need to thrive. And I think I was also getting like comfortable, if you will. Um, and I feel like that was one of the main things was like that's what was going on in my life. And I just thought, you know what? Maybe I need a shift. Maybe I need to, go home. Maybe I need to go somewhere else. There was just like a lot of maybes of like, and to be honest, I just didn't know. I just know internally, so I didn't feel settled. And I think from the outside, going on all the trips, all of that, naturally, it just looks really good. But inside, I didn't feel settled. I didn't feel that I was achieving what I know that I'm capable of. And for me, that was really important to like make an honest decision. Like, I needed to make a shift in my life. And that shift meant, ending my contract. Of course, I completed it, and then taking a journey back to the States. Um, and that was like really, really important because I realized that I was misaligned to a decision that I made. And how I knew that was that I feel like I'm a generally very positive, optimistic, sees the glass half full all the time. And I felt that everything was just kind of like egging me, like everything was bothering me all the time. Um, and I just did not feel like myself. And I think I was feeling that maybe it's time for me to change, my environment. Because even though I was living in this amazing, beautiful, gorgeous high rise, I still didn't feel 100% satisfied. Um, and I just said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna push through because I do like completing whatever I start. But I know that in my body that it was like I need to make a change. And I have to be okay with the change because um I think sometimes like pride can get in the way when you want to do something because maybe the way that it's perceived. And I just said, you know what? Like, I need to finish where I'm doing right now and then really have a moment to regroup, rethink, journal. So what I did was I took some time. I went to the States, and it was so helpful. And the reason why it was so helpful was because I was out of the environment that was causing me this like confusion. And I think being in a different environment allowed me to see things in a different from a different perspective, because it is very normal that when you're in your own environment, you think that it is the worst situation. And I think stepping away and allowing myself to be brutally honest about what it is that I want for myself, what is it that I need to do, what do I need to shift? Um, that's when I realized, okay, um, okay, maybe it is Asia. Having had experience living in mainland China, living in Shanghai, and if you know me, I've always spoken really highly about my experience there. Um, and the reason why specifically there, I'll share one, I was in what I felt initially as a thriving relationship. I also liked my job. I loved the international school that I worked at. I had an amazing community. I also had an amazing group of people that I was very close to. Um, and then financially, I was doing really well. So it was just like a no-brainer. And I thought that they were ashamed to admit that those things were actually great, you know? And that was the reason why I was like, you know what, maybe, and these were decisions I came up with while I was in the States. I was like, oh, yeah, I do need to go to Asia. Why? Because I'm quite familiar with living in Asia. Generally speaking, there's lots of opportunities as an English teacher or just a teacher in general. Um, and just this idea of going back and thinking about my values versus things that I fear. Um, I feel like I've had like a lot of internal shame because I have other friends who've managed to stay in a country for like 10 plus years. And now I feel like I've been in Asia, but in different countries for so long. So I thought that it would feel, because I made these big declarations about finding a remote job and not finding one, like this idea of like, oh, you're going back to what you were doing. So I think there was like a lot of judgment. And then one of the biggest things was my intuition versus obligation. Being in the States, of course, I love being with my family. I love the familiarity. I love being with my people. I started to think about what is like most important to me. What are my goals? What's going to move faster? What are things that I can achieve in a shorter time span? And Asia just made a lot of sense. For me, it was like I didn't want to like run away, but I wanted to choose a different environment. So, um, and as I started to think about that, like my nervous system felt more relaxed. I felt like I had more clarity. I started realizing that I actually have options. And it wasn't like anything magically like fixed itself, but everything got quieter. And I think also because there was zero pressure around me, in terms of you need to get a job right this moment or you need to leave this moment. It really allowed me to think about what is it that Nicole cares about? And if what she cares about, where can she have it? Um, and yeah, that's so I'm just here to say that, if this is, a new year, we're in 2026. Um, if you are over 40 and you're quietly wondering, like, if you're meant to rebuild your life differently, I'm just letting you know that you're not alone. I will be sharing this process of rebuilding in Asia and creating the life of my dreams, and maybe for you, creating the life of your dreams as you watch. So, thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to hearing from you.